thing. We're live, but we're not live now.
We're live, but we'll be live in 30 seconds.
Some say it's usual. It does that thing where it's like I never said it. Nah. There we go. So I guess we're live. Are we live? We're live. Probably. Yeah. Just going to minimize the screen so I can keep with the chat. Stephen Hughes is here. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? Yeah, so we are live. Welcome back after 2 months hiatus of the two effing geeks, myself, Jordan, and Matty. So yeah, like we're just going to, talk some shit and talk about some announcements at Comic-Con, which, mainly Marvel chat. There's some DC stuff, but mainly Marvel chat. But most of the DC announcements have came out of Comic-Con, Not so much announcements, more just the fact that what the fuck's going on with Ezra Miller. Like, I'm not going to get into...
What the fuck is going on with Warner Brothers in total? Yeah, Ezra Miller mainly.
That in total. I've got a fly that I think is dead, but it's not dead. I don't know. Yeah, like what's happening with Warner Brothers in general? That's a good topic of discussion. Yes, clearly. So yes, let's just...
That is on my list of Comic-Con news anyway. We might as well start with that because
yes, definitely
get out of the way.
Yes.
Start with the dark stuff.
Start with the bang. What are we going with first then?
So like DC in general, they fucking cancelled everything.
Yeah, that kind of. I was planning, as I'm saying, I've not done YouTube videos in about 2 months, and my big comeback was going to be like discussing the cancellation of Batgirl, but then I thought,
is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's total utter bollocks. Like, see, seriously, I never got a chance to, which is kind of strange because obviously they've been filming in Glasgow for 7 months straight, and I never got a chance to go up because they were always kind of filming at nighttime. And I just kind of was like, I can't be arsed. So Batgirl, Leslie Grace, who was going to play Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, the film get cancelled. Regardless of the budget, the budget was like $70 to $90 million and it got cancelled, just bang. The film is practically finished. The director said they said it's far from done, but like all the principal photography is done. It's just basically post-production. I think the film was supposed to come out like this November or something, like October, November.
It was definitely this year.
Yeah, it was due to come out. Just like flung on HBO Max, which I was like, that's what it is. I'll take it because it means it'll be over and it'll be like an Amazon original, all that kind of stuff, right? So I was fine with that. But I was really buzzing for this film. Like Brendan Fraser as a bad guy, Firefly. You had what do you call him? J.K. Simmons returning as Jim Gordon, Commissioner Gordon, and you had the introduction of Leslie Grace as Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, and then you also had the grand return, which I don't know how they're going to do this now. That the grand return of Michael Keaton's Batman, Bruce Wayne, which now it's kind of up in the air with him now because he was going to be in the Flash movie. He is in the Flash movie, sorry. They're introducing him as a kind of... 1 minute he's Tim Burton's Batman 30 years later, then he's not. He's just a new Batman. He's just the same Michael Keaton, but different Batman, all that kind of stuff. He's getting brought in to take over Ben Affleck's Batman as DCEU, all that kind of stuff. And then he's going to, chaperone along with Batgirl and get her into the Batman family, all that kind of stuff. There was then supposedly a cameo of Michael Keaton as Batman at the end of Aquaman 2. That's now been supposedly reshot, and now that's why Ben Affleck is now in it.
Oh, fuck.
Because what they were trying to say is because the Flash has been pushed back so much now that they're trying to kind of, it's basically fucked, yeah.
going by like that trailer I don't know if it was last year's Comic-Con, like
the Flash trailer.
The Flash trailer,
Yeah,
and
it
it was
looked brilliant.
unfinished. It looked brilliant. Obviously, it looked unfinished, but like I get the feeling that was supposed to be Michael Keaton's big return,
Yeah,
and then because the Flash had got pushed so far back, then like it would have meant that Batgirl would be Michael Keaton's big return
yeah.
as well, which
It's so
I'm
weird.
not nothing against Batgirl. I just think it would have been it's probably been set up a lot better in the Flash for him to return, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, it's probably
It,
written in a bit better.
it's such
And
a like
I know
I mean the new
I'm kind of
scene.
raging. I'm kind of raging on behalf of everybody that shot that stuff because, like,
Oh yeah,
obviously
yeah,
the
yeah,
amount
yeah,
of work
yeah,
that's already been put
yeah.
into it,
100%.
and
I mean, like the biggest outcry is the fact that their film get cancelled. Leslie Grace seems like an absolute sweetheart. Like she's so appreciative of everything that's went into that film, and she's just like, listen, guys, that's what it is. It's cool. I had the privilege, all that kind of stuff. Yet we've got a fucking criminal mastermind, Ezra Miller, who's literally
Mastermind's pushing it.
wanted. He's wanted in like so many countries, not countries, but so many states in America. Supposedly, he was actually just finishing reshooting bits of The Flash, whilst also got a warrant for his arrest. Now, I get that it's not the director Andy Machete's fault. If they need to reshoot some bits with him, regardless of his,
Yeah,
personal situation, he's like, right, Ezra, we need you right now to film this. I know that you're a fucking criminal right now, but we need you to. What the fuck is going on? Now he has been arrested. He is, in custody,
oh, they got him.
like yesterday or something like the day before. But like there's like every week it's like what you
You're
call
hearing
it?
more and more.
Yeah, it's like the scene from Liar Liar when Jim Carrey's
Aye.
character just comes the phone like, "Stop breaking the law, asshole!" That's Warner Brothers every week to this guy. This guy is going from being like, it's like he's in a cult. Supposedly he's the leader of a cult of cannibals.
Aye.
He's kidnapped a family. He's held a family up for ransom. He's sexual misconduct. He's chatting to 14-year-old girls. He's buying them booze. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's supposedly wearing a bulletproof vest and has a gun because he's on the FBI's most wanted list right now. Like, I don't know how much to believe, but then I think it probably is true.
Yeah.
Yet his film's still getting released.
I've got like I'm not gonna lie, like I was never really a big fan of Ezra Miller in general.
Yeah, and I never
Like, I
really
didn't like
gave
him
a
in
shit.
I didn't like him in Justice League. I didn't like him in anything like he's actually done outside of the Justice League. I'm not really a
Yeah,
big fan of him as an actor.
I
But
don't
I just get
really.
the feeling. I just get the feeling if this is like him going full method, then he's definitely showing some reverse flash fucking skill here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely.
This could be it.
He's
This
definitely a
could be Warner
villain.
Brothers' big plan, right? They're just
Yeah,
making it look like and then it's just going to come out that he's been doing all this as method,
yeah.
because
Oh,
then he'll get away with it.
yeah. Oh, well, maybe. Yeah. So the Hollywood Reporter are saying that Warner Brothers, an insider, I love insiders, insider at Warner Brothers, has leaked information in regards to the Flash and Ezra Miller. And they said, and I'm going to do from this, they said that there's three scenarios right now that Warner Brothers are looking at for the Flash, and most importantly Ezra Miller, but more importantly the $200 million Flash movie that's been like, I don't know, 7 years in the making.
At
So
this stage, I would just take the hit for fuck's sake.
yeah.
Like,
But then that's what I'm saying on Twitter last night though. I keep every few weeks I'll say like I'm dying to see the Flash movie, but purely for like Sasha Cale's Supergirl,
yeah,
Michael Keaton's Batman, and yeah, the Flash character to see what's going on. But I was never a massive Flash fan, let alone an Ezra Miller fan. I don't really like Ezra Miller. I don't really rate him as an actor.
yeah,
He's a bit, his Flash, his Barry Allen is a bit
shit.
kind of, he's kind of dumb. He's kind of shit.
Like,
Hey,
see,
Jupiter.
honestly, right? First time like we seen him in the Justice League, right?
He's all
Not
right.
not at any point though in the whole of the Justice League movie, the first one, like, before the Snyderverse version came out, does he not trip over his fucking feet?
Yeah.
that's the thing that pure pissed me off. I was like,
No,
this isn't Barry Allen.
I get
This is bullshit.
I get that this is kind of early stages Barry Allen,
I
sort
know,
of,
but
kind of.
like,
Well, then again, in Suicide
I,
Squad, the 2016 one, he'd already captured Captain Boomerang. So he's
yeah.
already been like about, but he's not like, he's kind of like Batman. It's kind of like Arbat's Batman. Like obviously it's like year 2 for the Batman, and you do see him kind of slip up a little bit. And I found that quite, I don't want to say humorous, but it was just kind of, oh you, because he's not like full.
I'd understood like, see like, the whole Superman fighting scene. Like I'd understand that bit when he's tripping over his feet there. Fair enough, because Superman's fucking fast as fuck.
Yeah, I get
but
that.
It was literally every scene you see him use his super speed, other than the time he caught that batarang off Bruce Wayne. He was fucking falling on his arse, and it did my tits in because I was like, you're just making the Flash out to be a fucking joke.
Yeah, I get that.
And he is like, he's like personally, he's like one of my favorite superheroes, like that has actual superpowers, because I'd love to have the Flash's powers.
Yeah.
Plus like that, and he'd never be late. But
that's true.
But it's like, I think it's because of the TV show that I love the Flash so much. Like I've not watched like the last couple of seasons purely because I've not been able to get it legally.
I've lost track of the whole DC.
I've lost most of my interest in it since Arrow left. So like that was it.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, like I'm not really a big fan of Ezra Miller. I don't know what they're fucking planning with this Flash movie. I think they should just take the fucking hit and just go, right, £2 million, we're out. But
or 200 million, but okay.
200 million now.
I know.
I mean, it would cost a lot less just to, digitally recast them. Just saying.
Well, that's
sure Greg Dustin's looking for work.
Yeah, well, that's what there's. So the 3 scenarios that the Hollywood Reporter are reporting. Scenario number 1: if Ezra Miller gets professional help and explains behavior, film is released with limited press. Right, this is coming from the fandom. So fandom's like kind of like just plot bullet points, right? So basically, what they're saying is if he gets professional help and admits to his problems, then he'll basically be back in Warner Brothers good books, right? And I'm like, I mean, if Armie Hammer came out and said, I wasn't actually trying to eat my girlfriend. I mean, have you seen a trailer for that documentary, by the way? House of Hammer.
No, what?
Oh, fuck. So see Armie Hammer. So like he's been he's in the down low right now because supposedly he's a cannibal. He likes to eat people. He's admitted to eat he's wanting to eat his girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. And he's like messaged like young girls on Instagram. You know all that. I know much. I don't know a lot of it, but I know bits of it. So now it turns out there's a massive documentary coming out on Discovery Plus. Warner Brothers again. And see, they can admit to that fucking shit, but Ezra Miller, they're just like, he's all right. You sly dog. So there's a documentary called House of Hammer, and it turns out that his aunt is actually like going on camera and being like, the Hammer family, Hammer time, is like so fucking corrupt. It's not even funny. It's not just Army. It's like his dad, her dad, the grandfather, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so they're saying that if he gets professional help, they'll maybe be like, all right, okay, fair enough. But they're saying that best keeping him away from press conferences. That's on top of the fucking list. Scenario number 2: if they don't get help, the film could still be released with minimum publicity from them. Obviously the cast and crew. Right. And they'll recast for future films. I mean, that's a fucking given. Right, they're definitely going to recast. Like you said, Grant Gustin isn't busy as of next year. So why not?
I'm going to guess the last option is to just cancel the whole thing.
Yeah, so
realistically, all 3 options is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, option number 3. If the situation gets worse, Warner Bros. Could scrap the film altogether. So
in that option, the lose situation is we miss out on a good bit of content that could have been actually decent.
Yeah, that's what I've been arguing.
Fell under shitty circumstances.
Yeah, I've been arguing that point. I wasn't arguing. I was actually having a nice conversation with some people on Twitter last night, and I brought it up and I said,
"You can do that? Holy shit! Kill Dan."
I want to see this film, like regardless of Ezra Miller. I want to see it for like Michael Keaton, Sasha Cale, all that kind of stuff. But what, and I knew it, but I never actually really thought, oh yeah, it's true. So obviously Ezra Miller has already been paid for this film, so he's got the money in the bank. So like he doesn't give a shit regardless. He's just like, release it, don't release it. Same with Leslie Grace. Like they've all been paid before, the cancellation of the film, or the jeopardizing the jeopardy of this film, all that kind of stuff. And I get that. I didn't really think of it that way. I just kind of thought, oh well. But when I thought that, I thought that's a good point actually. So whatever happens to this film, Ezra Miller's still laughing in jail. Well, so he goes to jail. So it's kind of for Warner Brothers, it's not a win-win situation, a lose-lose situation. It's just kind of, I don't know.
It's one of those, like, even if it doesn't get cancelled and it does get released, even though he's still being paid, you're still kind of giving him more attention. As well. Like it's nothing against the movie itself or the writers or anybody behind the movie. It's just because this person is attached to this art, it's kind of fucked it for everybody.
Yeah, it's like, because you're still paying him he's still being recognized as the Flash. It's like playing Gary Glitter music and still associating Gary Glitter. The music is great. There's a lot of his songs are great, but it's Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
The Flash movie could be great, but it's Ezra Miller. You know what I mean? I know it's a bit of a kind of pedophile.
But like
a different ballgame, but you get what I'm saying.
You make the same. It's the same point though. Like it's a valid point. It's given. It's not just that. It's giving a criminal attention that they don't deserve as well. It's just kind of fueling their ego.
Apart from the Tiger King, I love those documentaries.
Oh fuck yeah,
they're great documentaries. Like wow, like Jesus Christ, Joe.
I mean, it's verging on like everybody's obsession nowadays with like serial killer documentaries and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm into all that shit. Like
I love them all.
I like learning all that.
I
like it for the side of like how they caught the guys or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because fuck that guy. That guy's my fucking hero. Like it's not that.
Because there was one. Because a lot of the Netflix ones have like what do you call it? It had the Night Stalker, Richard. What was that name anyway? Richard anyway. You had also like
there's a Ted Bundy one.
Bundy ones, all that kind of stuff.
John Wayne Gacy,
that's really good. Actually, it's creepy as fuck. It's fucking... Richard Ramirez, that's his name, the Night Stalker. So there was one, I can't remember who it was again, that basically they said that basically the guy, I don't know if it was it's that one about the cats, about the guy who would kill cats for pleasure on video.
Oh fuck.
I can't remember what it's called again. No, Don't Fuck with Cats.
Don't fuck with cats.
Yeah, so the guy in that loved the thrill of people watching his videos with publicity, etc. I think it was him. I don't know. Maybe I'll get mixed up. But anyway, if it was him, then I'll just go with him. Anyway, and it said at the very, very. Oh no, it wasn't him. It was fucking. Oh no, it was him as well. There's two people. It was him as well, and he liked he got off on people just basically like, oh, his content and stuff like that, right? So, and I got to the point at the end of the video, the end of the documentary, like an hour and a half documentary. They said that this is what he wanted. He wanted publicity. He wanted to be in the papers, be in the news, and he's now got a fucking Netflix documentary made of him. Like, what more could you get? So Ezra Miller is that same situation, apart from the killing stuff and all that kind of stuff, and the raping of cats. But he's in that same situation where no matter what happens to him over the next few months, people are still going to go and see that movie next year and be like, fuck, the Flash is... I mean, say the Flash is great, say Ezra Miller actually is really good and he actually redeems the Flash character, not himself, but the Flash character. And everyone's like, fuck, Flash is quite good, actually. Ezra Miller's quite good in this film because he's on his own film and his own solo film. He can do what he wants. It's going to be a bit of a kick in the bollocks if Warner Brothers are just like, okay, are you happy with that Flash film? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're recasting him now. It's like a Snyder Cut situation all over again. Because then fans are like, fuck, he's actually quite good.
Which kind of explains why our question at the start of this was why the fuck is Warner Brothers cancelling everything? This is maybe why. It's probably the easiest way out is to like start afresh.
Basically. Yeah.
It does not explain why they're cancelling new content with new characters. It does not explain that.
Yeah. Well,
but I can kind of see where they're coming from, but at the same time,
well,
Warner Bros.
The new CEO or head of whatever it is, I can't remember his name again. David's, is it David?
I know who you're talking about.
David something. He's like all for like the DCEU, like the Snyder universe. Supposedly, he really wants like Henry Cavill back, and supposedly they've reached out, and Henry's like, nah. And I get that. I totally understand. He's been fucked over sideways.
Henry's been fucked over. Yeah, I feel like for the last 10 years.
See if they manage to bring him back and bring back the Snyder universe. It's gonna be one fucking hell of a like what the hell is going on? Like, I think personally they should just stick with the Snyder universe, the DCEU, because at the end of the day, as much as Henry Cavill isn't there and Ben Affleck isn't, maybe, possibly, yeah, no, don't know, is there, you're still going to have Aquaman, The Flash, not for long, Wonder Woman, she's got Wonder Woman 3 and, other stuff like that, right? Shazam, still technically set in the DCEU. Black Adam, still technically set in the DCEU. Suicide Squad, Peacemaker. So why not just keep the DCEU going and maybe softly like go away from the Snyder universe, but just keep the characters and just go on their own kind of. How difficult can it be? Like
even if they were to take a break, like 4 or 5 years, like
they're not going to do that.
I know they're not, right? But hear me out, right?
There's the new guy's got like a 10-year plan.
What I'm saying is like 4 or 5 years without the main three or main Justice League mob, right?
The
ones that we're having the problems with, right? Give it a break for a wee bit. Focus on other characters. Like there's like Justice League Dark and all that, which is prime right now for like everybody being pure fucking obsessed with goth shit again since Stranger Things, because but like fucking Constantine, like Keanu's up for a sequel. Like he's up for that. I would love to see a Constantine sequel. I would also like to see fucking Matt Ryan as Constantine as well again, because he was fantastic.
I never watched him.
Have you not?
No, I never. As I'm saying, I
see. Be honest, like it's one of them shows that I don't like. It's like Firefly. It's like one of them ones that got cancelled, but it was a really, really good show. It was just because nobody watched it at the time.
See, I've heard the same thing about the Constantine film. Like, it's actually pretty decent. Just nobody gave a shit back then.
Yeah. I was one of the ones, like, because I'd watched the show. The show's a lot closer to the comics than the movie is, but the movie is really good. Like, the really is as like a standalone sort of movie. Like, it's actually pretty banging.
Okay.
And it's got Keanu in it, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but it was just because it was Keanu, like, post-Matrix and kind of like, what do I do now? Whereas obviously now he's had an amazing, like, comeback, like Liam Neeson-wise comeback, like, John Wick's just flying high, like that. Me, Steve and Dan love the John Wick films. More me and Steve, we go on about it like it's fucking God's gift. And it's just like when we went to see John Wick 3, and I don't think we went to see it together. I think we went to see Kirsten, he went to see his wife Katie, and we were both just like, what the fuck? Because John Wick 3 was kind of not mentioned though, but just kind of subtly kind of like set up to be like the final film. Like, never said a thing. It was just the way it was going. You just thought, that's it, the fucking end. And then when he survived falling off that building, like 40 fucking thousand feet, fell down, like bang, 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 bang. And you're like, oh shit, John Wick 4. Like, there was no part of me and Steve that were just like, fuck off. Like, it is bullshit, but you're still fuck, John Wick 4, John Wick 5, yes, let's go for it. Like, see if they announced John Wick 6, 7, and 8, just because why not? Right now, I'd be like, yep, go for it. Keanu Reeves, like 70-year-old, still playing John Wick. Fantastic. Sign me up for that. What were we talking about there? Oh, yeah, Keanu Reeves. So I think Constantine, if they made Constantine now, I think people would have been like, fucking yes, great fucking film. Fantastic. Keanu Reeves is brilliant. It's John Wick with vampires and monsters and shit. But because they've done it at a kind of peak point where Keanu Reeves was kind of like in no man's land in Hollywood, just like, what do I do? do I follow this Matrix trend, or do I just be like, I'm going to do this? And yet he joined the best thing he could do, a comic book film. He done that good step of like, yeah, do a comic book film, do something like that, and that'll obviously, that'll be you for another 3 years, 4 years, whatever. But sadly, nobody gave a shit. But I've seen people now watching it being like, it's fucking good. It's really good. I've not seen it. I've got it's on my list. It's on my list. It's a thing.
I'm sure it's on Netflix still.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I actually think it is. Yeah. It's on my
list definitely
anyway.
give it a watch. I would recommend giving it a watch because it is actually quite good. And like I've read like a load of the Constantine comics and like the old stuff, like the Hellblazer stuff. Which is also why I'm really into the Sandman right now on Netflix. Because
is that any good?
It's actually really, really good. Like
I've heard a lot of likes for it.
Have you read the book?
I don't even know who. Do you know what's funny? Well, I don't know who the guy is, but I thought it was a Sandman or a Spider-Man.
No.
And then I looked at it and I was like, that's like a dot. I thought it was like a crow or something like that. And I was like, that's
it's one of those like. It's a like because it's Neil Gaiman, like he's like he's one of them really, really, really good authors.
Yeah,
I think it's the artwork.
You know Doctor Who, some Doctor Who.
Aye, the artwork. It's like when you open the book, the artwork is like proper. Like it's like Michelangelo church level shit. Like you're reading, you're like it's an actual proper.
So is it his comic book?
It's his comic book, and he's the one. He's been trying to make a show for years, and
so he's adapting his own comic book.
Yeah, like
that's probably why it's a success. If you let them adapt their own shit,
he's done so many changes to it because like John Constantine's in the Sandman book, but he's changed it. He's changed it so it's see how it played Clara Oswald in Doctor Who.
Yeah, Jenna Louise Cohen.
She plays Joanna Constantine. Right, so they've done that, but it's one of those ones like, to be honest, it's a really good casting. Like she's fantastic as Constantine.
Okay, and
I can't remember on it. Is it? She played Brianna Tarth in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Gwendolyn something.
Yes. She plays Lucifer.
Captain Phasma. Well.
She plays Lucifer in it, and she's perfect.
Is she good?
It's because like Neil Gaiman has been trying to make this show for years, but he's always wanted like creative control over it because it's his book.
That's fair enough. He
was a really, I don't know if he had full control of it, but he put a lot of like feedback into the show, and I think that's why it's doing so well because it is almost like shot for shot like the actual book.
That's pretty cool. I need to check out then. I need to check out.
Just like even if you were to go in not having read the book, it would probably make you want to read the book because it's one of those ones. It's like it does go deep into stuff, but not so deep that you have to have this background knowledge of everything that's ever been told.
That's fair enough.
It's a really good show.
Just want to see quickly. Jupiter said DCEU won't work. Snyderverse is 500 times better. People. Right. So, right. So you're saying that the Snyderverse is like so many times better than the DCEU? Well, yeah, because I would say yes because there's consistency.
He's also saying you want darkness, not comedy, as in like Marvel, but we don't want the MCU.
No, I get that. Like that's the thing. Like I've always I love both universes. Don't get me wrong, Warner Bros. Have really fucked me off recently, especially with Batgirl being cancelled. It's really pissed me off. Yeah. But I like, it's funny.
I really hope that Batgirl being cancelled isn't like an early warning sign for Supergirl as well, because
supposedly that's kind of been shelved.
Supergirl's up in the air just now, and it's
because supposedly the new guy, the new CEO, the new head of whatever we want to call it, head of production or whatever. He said things like they want to start giving fans what they want, not what they think is right. I get that, right? I get it that Warner Bros. In their infinite wisdom, obviously thought that, right, we're in 2022. Let's bring in female superheroes and try and get them front and center. Right. I get that. I understand that, right? Whereas this new guy's like, well, no, let's keep it, men. Let's keep, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, all that kind of stuff, which I totally love. But why can't they have both versions? Why not have both Superman, Supergirl, Batman, Batgirl? I don't know. But then again, it also comes down to Michael Keaton. Like, what are they doing with his Batman? Because obviously they clearly couldn't reshoot all of Batgirl. Because, well, supposedly, everything's all supposedly. Michael Keaton's only in like 5 or 6 scenes in Batgirl, but supposedly, there are like substantial scenes. I just don't know. I just feel really bad though, because I thought Leslie Grace, like that first like fully produced shot of her standing on the top of whatever building in Glasgow, she looked fucking badass. I was like, this actually looks really good. But then there's rumors that it was the test screen said it was like a cheap CW TV pilot, and I'm like. And I don't
make your own decision.
I was gonna say, they released the 2016 Suicide Squad film, which I enjoyed it.
Before you even say it, I 100% agree with you.
I enjoyed it. It was. I don't want to say it's fun, but it was all right.
They released Green Lantern.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go with that. We can agree that was.
They did, accept it. They thankfully Warner Bros. For the first time ever accepted that. Yeah, that was fucking terrible. Let's never do that again. But they've released worse shit than that, so I can't see it being that bad. But the thing is, though, they were going to release it on HBO Max, a streaming service. Just release it. But now there's a whole thing that it was down to money and it was down to tax, and Warner Bros. Have confirmed this. So it's down to tax, basically, that which is a weird one, whether they release it or not, they still lose a shit ton of money through tax.
So what's the point of making it then?
I know, because that's what Dan said. Dan said, I thought that if they film it in other countries, i.e. Glasgow, it's like, that's why they film in like the UK, because it's, but no, supposedly that is the reason, that it's just down to like, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. So then I'm thinking, well, just fucking release it then. Because well, there you go. If they release it, they lose money. If they don't release it, they lose money. So just
what they should do.
Release it.
Honestly do. Like they should take it to like, the thingy, the Cannes Film Festival, just to release it as an indie movie.
Yeah, see what happens there. I mean, like, see, really though, surely if they sold it to like Amazon or Netflix or fucking one of them, they see, even if they said, listen,
YouTube.
Yeah, sell it to YouTube. Just be like, listen, give us 50 million, and that's at least made something back. You know what I mean?
Let's rent it for $5.99.
And then 10%, 20% of the tax. No, sorry, 40% of the tax, man. They're still walking away with like what, I don't know. I can't do maths. Like 20 million, something like that. Still walking away with some.
You're walking away with money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But we've been talking about DC, right, for the last nearly half hour.
Yeah, you know what? So, fuck DC. Oh, let's end on a high note. Let's end on a high note, though. The Joker sequel is coming out in October.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that wasn't even on my list. I completely forgot about that.
October 2024, the Joker sequel. I can't pronounce the French title, but it means The Madness of Two. And then obviously we've got Lady Gaga confirmed as well. Whether she's Harley Quinn or not is yet to be decided.
It's been confirmed.
Well, there we have.
Lady Gaga.
Well, there we have. So, yes. So, Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga, and Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm for it.
I'm on
against Lady Gaga.
I'm on the fence with the whole. If it's a musical situation, but then me and Steve and Dan discussed it, and we're just like, it could be a matter of like it's all in his head that he thinks he's in a musical.
Yeah.
Can you remember he made up that whole situation? Well, maybe he made that. Remember he made that situation. Arthur made that situation up where he was friends with the neighbor down the street, down the hall.
But although, like, if they were to do that, I'm not saying this is not what not to do. Don't listen to me. I don't fucking make movies. But if they do that again, it's kind of repeating the same formula. Whereas this time they could do a mashup of it's all in her head as well as his head, and it could be some sort of really fucked up shit that we see.
Yeah. So it's a music. Well, the musical's not been confirmed, but Lady Gaga is in it. So, I mean, it's going to be a goofy musical. or a very dark musical. You know, it ain't going to be no Grease Lightning. And then speaking of Grease, obviously, we've lost Olivia Newton-John. Oh, I just literally watched Grease there for the first time in several years a few weeks ago. And I'm like, fantastic song. Fantastic movie. Bit dated though. There's a
questionable things in it.
Few questionable things, few lyric choices, few bits of dialogue. I'm just like, is this actually aimed to children? Like, you know, Grease Lightning, you know, the chick so, you know, was it the chick so cream for Grease Lightning? You're just like, the chick so what, John? Say that again. What did you say, John? You know that it's a shit because it gets you lots of tit. Anyway, enough of DC.
Last wee bit of DC. Okay. Last wee bit from Comic-Con. Black Adam. The panel for Black Adam.
Black Adam looks awesome.
Where The Rock turned up in full costume and fucking flew.
And get booed.
I know he got booed, but he fucking flew.
I know. The Rock, I mean, I love The Rock. I cannot, do you know what? I can't wait for Black Adam. I think Black Adam looks badass.
It does.
Like, regardless of if he's a good guy or a bad guy or just an anti-hero, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, that looks really, really good. And it's been in the making since like 2007. Like The Rock's had
at least
like I think The Rock, it's something like he's had the rights to this since 2007. I'm like, let's
hope
it's good.
I just hope his doesn't get cancelled because you really want to piss off The Rock.
No, that's all. I mean, like, I don't want to say because it's finished because Batgirl was technically finished. But no, that's already been like, you know, and I kind of, that's what I'm saying. See, for these cancellations, I kind of feel bad for like all the stars of like and the creators of like upcoming movies and TV shows because James Gunn came out and was just like, yes, by the way, guys, Peacemaker season 2 is still happening. Don't worry. Don't worry. And I feel bad that every director, writer, and actor of like upcoming stuff are like, yeah, I don't know about that shit, but we're still fucking here. Because Blue Beetle, like the director of that's been like, yeah, we're good for now. I think. I hope. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just like, fuck. Well, Batgirl is fucking finished, and that's not getting cancelled. The Flash is finished, and that's almost probably maybe getting cancelled. But yeah. DC. Fuck DC. Fuck DC.
That's the DC talk over.
Yeah, because literally nothing got announced at DC. At the DC panel, they brought Black Adam and what else did they bring? They bring
Shazam 2.
Shazam 2. They released the trailer for Shazam 2. Shazam 2 looks good.
It does look quite bitching.
Shazam 2 looks really good. Like I like Shazam. I like DC Captain Marvel. Yeah, they brought Shazam 2 and I was gonna say Flash and Black Adam. But then, when the god of Hollywood, Kevin Feige, came on stage, he announced fucking 34 films. He announced like the rest of Phase 4.
Kevin Feige walked on stage, just undid his zipper,
like a bot,
just started gargling.
Yeah, he released like Phase 4, and he said, "Yeah, once Phase 4's finished, we're going to do Phase 5. Here's all Phase 5." And he said, and that's it. And he's like, "Well, how about Phase 6?" And you're just like, fucking what? And not only did they announce, like, you know, Fantastic Four has a release date now of, you know, I think it's like November 2024 or something, November 2025. He's also like, oh yeah, and guess what, guys? Also, the Avengers. Let's not forget about them. Shazam. There's Avengers 5 and 6. And you're just like, fucking way. And you could just tell DC are in the backstage being like, fucking son of a bitch. We brought The Rock and he got booed off stage because they never mentioned Superman. And he's just went and announced fucking Avengers 5 and 6 coming out in 15 years' time.
It wasn't even that. They announced the entirety of Phase 5.
I know.
Like the entirety of it.
I know.
And then decided, you know what, Phase 6, here's a wee taster. First off, we're going to kick off with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And Phase 6 as well, he's like, there's like another like 14, 15 dates on that. And he's like, we could talk about this all day, but let's leave some for later. So now everyone is like D23, Disney Investors Day, all that kind of stuff. Whereas DC are just like, yeah, remember DC fandom? Everyone's like, fuck DC and your fandom push. Like, that's it. DC is fucking finished. So I hope this new CEO of Discovery, Warner Brothers, fucking stupid new name, like, see his 10-year plan. Please be goddamn good, because in 10 years' time, the MCU, Marvel Studios, or cinematic universe will be 20 24 years, 20 years old, 20 years old in 2008, 24 years old, right? 24 years old. The DC's like 10, 15 years old fucking universe of utter shit. Not all shit, but you know what I mean? But it's just just the strategy mostly. And mostly. Like 60% just, what the fuck are you thinking? I bet you by 2032, we'll still be waiting for the Flash.
Yeah.
Warner Bros. Will be like, yeah, we don't really do it because Ezra Miller's now been done for rape. Should we release it or not? I don't know. What was it? A dog? Oh, that's it. Cancel the Flash. My dog? That's it. Fuck him. So yeah, Marvel. Jesus Christ, Matty, take it away.
Marvel also dropped the I Am Groot series as well. Which
is that on? That? Is that on Disney Plus now?
It's going to be. I don't think it's on Disney Plus now. I've seen some of the trailers and all that, and some of the footage from it. But it looks not bad. It does actually look quite good. For a show about a tree that only says 3 fucking words.
I am Groot. I cannot believe Vin Diesel's still getting paid to do that. It's not even fucking his voice anymore. It's a computerized version of his voice. How the hell can that man still go appear at premieres and still getting paid tens of millions for saying I am Groot? And it's not even his voice now. It's like I am Groot. It's madness, utter madness.
The one random bit of news that I found was Daniel Craig. Have you heard about this?
No.
He wants to have a cameo appearance on Archer.
Archer?
The cartoon.
Does it?
Aye.
Please say it's James Bond.
I don't know. Well, aye. Like,
oh, thank God.
Like, of all the fucking weird shit to come out of Comic-Con, this wasn't even on my fucking radar at all. Like, apparently he's a really big fan of the show and he wants to have a cameo on it.
I didn't think Archer was still going.
Neither did I.
Because they went through different like sort of mini reboots, like Archer Miami, Archer in the 90s, Archer in the 50s. They went back and forth like different Archer in the future, whatever it was.
Archer in space.
Yeah, Archer in space. And then they're going, he needs to be James Bond, doesn't he?
Oh, it fucking needs to be.
He needs
unless to be. Unless they do the what they did with Burt Reynolds. Do you remember that episode?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've lost. Like, where is Archer right now?
I have no idea. It's 12. There's 12 seasons of Archer.
There's 12 seasons.
I only remember the first 5.
I was going to say that. Have I missed something?
Like, I tried
clearly 7 seasons.
I don't know if they're all on Netflix, but I know like most of them are. But you get to a stage and you're just like.
I thought Archer was great. Like,
I like it. But it was just one of them ones. Like, what's your first couple?
Who was his not his secretary, but the big blonde girl, the big curvy girl, Pam, who just always wanted to get in his pants. She's funny as fuck.
Cheryl.
Like, the show was great. The show was fantastic. It was kind of like, I don't know. It
just went in some weird, like in the later seasons. It just went in some fucking weird direction.
I need to go back and check out Archer. I didn't realize the thing was still going. So yeah, so Daniel Craig wants to be an Archer. He needs to be James Bond.
Black Panther 2 trailer.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, like I'm really looking forward to Black Panther 2, right? Because I enjoyed Black Panther. I thought it was overrated and didn't deserve a fucking Oscar nomination for Best Picture, right? Because there's better Marvel films out there that deserve that.
100%.
But I'm looking forward to Black Panther 2. But I don't know.
I'm looking forward to seeing them more.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. How do you say it? I say Namor. What'd you say?
That's the way I say it.
Namor.
Or Namor.
I'm looking forward to seeing him because he's a kind of. He looks like a kind of Aztec version. You know,
and it looks like accurate as well. Like, see the way that
it looks cool. It looks cool. Like he's the guy who's. I mean, the guy's like I think he's an Indian guy, an Indian American guy. He's made Namor look kind of badass, like what Jason Momoa done to Aquaman. Made him look really cool. So I'm looking forward to that.
Like, I think whoever it is that's doing the directing for it has taken a leaf out of the guy
Ryan Coogler.
Aquaman, the movie.
Same director. Yeah, under what? The same director, Ryan Coogler. The same.
That'll be why then.
Same director it's the same director of Black Panther 1.
All right, okay, right. But like, I think that's why.
We're going to Atlantis.
He looked that and he looks like he does in the comics as well. They haven't went. Well, we're going to completely reimagine it. Like he's even got the fucking wings and the feet and everything. Like,
it looks
bang
good.
on.
Black Panther 2 looks good, but I'm just kind of. I don't know. I don't know.
I felt sad watching it. To be honest.
Yeah, it's sad, but I'm kind of on the fence with like the fans who are like they should have just recast T'Challa to keep that legacy going. But I just don't know. I don't know how I
think it's too early.
I know.
I think I'm in the mindset of like eventually they should obviously recast it.
But they've killed him off. He's dead. He's dead right now.
Right now. That's not. I know what you mean, but I mean like
they have killed him though.
In the I know, but in the comics, nobody's dead forever. Tony Stark will be back at some point. Watch, like
no, don't say that.
He fucking will.
Well, if he's going to be Ironheart's,
he'll be an Ironheart. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
In any form, system. He will like. He'll be back. Obviously, it's a bit harder for Chadwick to come back, but like there is a way of like characters coming back, even if, and then we're in the universe of multiverse now as well, so we could get a multiverse version of King T'Challa, played by Denzel, because it'll be amazing.
That could work. I guess we could get like a kind of older multiverse version.
I'm not saying like someone to come in and completely replace, like, but I mean like keep the character alive, if you know what I mean. Like
I think Kevin Feige and Marvel are just a bit kind of scared in case like they did recast.
It's a bit of a touchy subject right now. Like,
but I think I've seen a lot of fans say that I think Chadwick would actually appreciate that if they just kept like the character going rather than being like one film. Oh yeah, the guy died. The real guy died. Like I said, no disrespect to him, but so we're just not going to do it anymore. I would have kept the character going and just recast, but just. I don't know. It's touchy. I think it's a difficult situation.
Aye. See, because he was only in one of his own movies, and then he was in three different ones.
Civil War, Endgame, and then Infinity War. Yeah.
Aye. So
Aye.
So he was in four movies. If he had been a character from like and had done as many movies as like Robert Downey Jr. did as Iron Man, I'd totally understand. Like I'd totally be on the fence. Like, do you know what? He owned that character. Like, RDJ pretty much owns Iron Man.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not saying he didn't do all the work that like before someone online decides to go off on one at me about this. I'm not saying he didn't do all the work to earn being that character. He totally did.
Yeah, but you want to see more of him.
He wasn't in it for as long, so we didn't really get enough time to.
Yeah, properly. I get that. Yeah, you know what I mean. I understand that.
I'm not really wording it right, but you know.
No, I get it. It's yeah, I can't word it as well, but I get what you're saying. No, it's that kind of way where you're just like, oh, I don't even know how to say it. I know what you're saying. If anyone watching this gets this, then feel free to comment. If anyone doesn't get this, feel free to argue the point. But yeah, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It does look good. But I'm just kind of like, I mean, I've made it abundantly clear that T'Challa's dead because I've got the spray paint in the wall and all that kind of stuff, so he's dead. So, and that's one of the things that we didn't know until we saw the trailer of what they were doing with him. Yeah. But then at the final shot is they've shown like another panther. They've shown another person crouched down, hand to the ground. So you're like, is it Shuri, his sister, T'Challa's sister, which would be perfect? Is it T'Challa's? Who was one? It was his girlfriend, but no, his girlfriend.
Oh, fuck! I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, his fancy piece. Her. Is it Killmonger resurrected in redemption arc? That's it basically. Or is it just a new? Is it? Oh yeah, him as well. I would love him to be the new Black Panther.
Like in the comics,
he'd be a beast.
In the comics, he does take over as the leader of Wakanda because he beats T'Challa in that fight, like properly. But like in the comics, T'Challa goes and runs to America and gets the Fantastic Four to come back as backup to batter him. So like,
I like that.
But
yeah, it's touchy.
Like from the angle, like I was watching it as well, and I'm just like, it's got to be Chris Evans because that's definitely America's ass. But I'm not really sure who it is either. I really want it to be Shuri. I want it to be someone who is already part of the universe, sort of thing as well. But it could be anyone. It could be someone brand new. Like this could be. It could be a multiversal fucking T'Challa for all we fucking know at this rate.
Well,
like,
we do know that.
One of them, I'm going to need to see the movie to fucking find it now.
Yeah, well, we do know that Kevin Feige has confirmed that Phase 4 Phase 4 is known as the Multiverse Saga. So, like, that means that there's more multiversal things to happen.
What's next? It's She-Hulk and then it's Black Panther.
She-Hulk then.
She-Hulk's like next week.
She-Hulk then Black Panther. I think that's it.
Black Panther's there's
not much.
The bookend.
Yeah, there's not much this year. I think Black Panther's like the end of the movie phase, 4, like the Phase 4 movies. Then we've got a few more kind of Phase 4 TV shows next year. I think, I can't remember actually. I think so. So we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and all that there next year.
She-Hulk and then Black Panther, because it's either October or November. That comes out.
Black Panther's November the 11th, I think it is.
Then there's 20, the Guardians of the Galaxy 20. Christmas special.
Yeah, that's right. Know. I think that's just its own little thing.
And then Phase 5 is meant to kick off with Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, Quantumania. And we get Guardians 3 and Secret Invasion. Echo,
Daredevil's back.
Daredevil Born Again. Wow. What?
Cannot.
Is it something like 24 episodes or 18 episodes?
I've seen so many TikToks of just that one scene for She-Hulk where Daredevil turns up.
His yellow and red costume.
It's the OG's like coloured suit and shit, and I'm just like, do you know what? They're going to make it work.
Yeah. By the way, like on the note of She-Hulk looks fucking fantastic.
Yes.
Like, see all this hate? Like, the CGI is not that great. It's a TV show, remember? I mean, obviously, it's not just a TV show. It's a Disney streaming service TV show.
If everybody bitched it, they did appear like ugly Sonic on it and made it look actually decent.
They made it look better, I know. But
I didn't even think it was that bad.
Yeah, it looks great, but it goes down to the whole, like, the Marvel VFX team have been, hard done by and all that kind of stuff. So then people are joining the bandwagon and being like, that's why, because Exhibit A, She-Hulk looks like shit. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, here we go. I think She-Hulk looks great. But do you know what's really funny? See the girl that plays her? Talia, I don't know. See the girl that plays She-Hulk. And her real name is Jennifer, but She-Hulk's name is Jennifer Waters. The Hulk's cousin, hot cousin. See, it's funny, right? Because I don't really sound like a dick here, but see, when she's just in her own like human form, she's not that great looking. But see, when she's She-Hulk, I know that's the whole point of the trailer. She's meant to be like, this goddess of, she's meant to be this beautiful goddess. I think she's fucking hot. Like, I think when she's in like full like green like She-Hulk form, I'm like, damn, she's hot. Like, she's hot. Like, see if I was married to her, like, stay in your She-Hulk form the whole time. Like, honestly, she's stunning. I think she's stunning. Anyway, on that note. But yeah, I think She-Hulk, I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be really good. I mean, not like, regardless of the Daredevil cameo and, Abomination and, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm really looking forward to, and sorry, also as well, fucking Mark Ruffalo. Kirsty joined at the wrong point. Sorry, Kirsty. No, I was talking about She-Hulk saying that when she's in her kind of green She-Hulk form, she's actually quite hot, which is the whole point of the comic book and the persona. She's meant to be like the hotter version of her human self. That's why I was saying she's hot, Kirsty. Shut up. Love you.
Put the shovel down, Kurt.
Yeah, I know. just eat the boot.
She's not going to go out and buy green paint, right? It's not happening, right? Just
I know.
Let it go.
I know. But yeah, no, I think She-Hulk looks fantastic. I really do. I think it looks like a great series. And also it features, breaking the fourth wall, talking to the camera, looking at the camera, doing a Deadpool. Yeah, it looks really good. What's next up on? So Marvel, like they announced like so much. Like the big players obviously were like Daredevil, Born Again, Fantastic Four, and then Avengers, Secret Wars, and the Kang Dynasty. Now, obviously, we know Kang is already in the MCU in the multiverse. We know that he's obviously made his presence clear in the finale of Loki. Played by the amazing, incredible Jonathan Majors. Like I've never seen that guy. I know his face. I've seen him in what is it, Lovecraft Country? He's in that series, that short-lived horror kind of Twilight Zone series, Lovecraft Country. Never seen it, but I've seen bits of it.
No.
But that was the first time I've ever seen the guy, and I was like, "Fuck, he's good." And I was like, which really pissed me off though. He was already announced to be playing Kang before that cameo, before that role in the finale. So I'm like, "Oh fuck, there's Kang." But see if they never said anything, they just said, "Oh, some call me a conqueror." I'd have been like, "Oh fuck, that's Kang, that's amazing." I wish they'd kept that a secret. So he's already made his presence clear and known. He's then going to be obviously the main villain of Quantumania, like a whole different variant of Kang, presumably his actual Kang the Conqueror formation. I've seen comments on because obviously Comic-Con, they showed the trailers. So they showed the trailers to Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, etc. And what I've heard is he is in like proper Kang the Conqueror. Regardless of the poster art and stuff like that, the comic book accurate like features and stuff like that, he is full on Kang the Conqueror, which I'm really fucking looking forward
to. If they pull off Kang the Conqueror, they have no excuse they can pull off Galactus, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Galactus, and then I want to see. I mean, I'm hoping from the Fantastic Four we'll get like the Silver Surfer at some point, because the Silver Surfer was introduced in Rise of the Silver Surfer in 2007, the original Fox Universe Fantastic Four films. And I really actually enjoyed both the Fantastic Four films. But I really liked Rise of the Silver Surfer.
They're a hard rewatch, but they are really.
I love the Silver Surfer. Like he was fucking awesome. I remember watching a cartoon back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I really love the Silver Surfer. I think he's a great being. He's a great force of nature in the MCU. And whether they bring him in as a villain at first, like they did with the Rise of the Silver Surfer, not such much a villain, but just kind of he had to do what he had to do to survive all that stuff. He'd be fantastic as like an actual villain, like under the spell of Galactus for like a film or two of like Avengers or whatever, a Fantastic Four film or whatever, and then he becomes like a kind of everyday kind of ally. Because obviously he was supposed to get his own spin-off from the Fox universe, but it never happened because the Fantastic Four 2 was a failure, which was a shame because I actually really enjoyed it. It's got a goodness. You're saying about the rewatch. I think it's got nostalgia to it because I was only like, for the first one I was 14 and the second one I was 16, so I've still got that kind of love for it.
No, I still love it as well. But even watching it back,
It's
compared to what we have now.
It's not aged well in terms of the feel, the tone, the dialogue. Although Rise of the Silver Surfer was a darker film, and it still had its stupid comedy, and you're just like, didn't need to do that? But it was a darker film. The visuals, though, especially for Rise of the Silver Surfer, actually are still pretty good. There's a few kind of clunky moments, but it's still pretty decent. And I'll stand by this. Julian McMahon from Nip Tuck as Doctor Doom he was fantastic. He was great. Owen Grufford, I don't know, Mr. Fantastic. He was perfectly cast. Chris Evans at the time though, because he was young and dumb and just kind of hot-headed. So he was great as Johnny Storm, right? He was great as Johnny Storm.
I'm going to admit, like, this is one of the very few times I'll say I wasn't a fan of Chris Evans, but like, when I was wee, I pure had a problem with Chris Evans, like,
that's fair enough.
As the Human Torch, and like, it had nothing to do with Chris Evans as an actor, because I was in that. I was young at the time. I was young and stupid. So like, my whole problem was the fact that he didn't have blonde hair. That was the only thing.
I get that. I understand that. But again, it's one of those things where I've learned to realize that comic book adaptations are not always going to be like accurate. They're going to be like inspired by, so there'll be a few changes here and there. Jessica Alba, she was just there because she was good looking. I've never, and I'm not being sexist, but see Jessica Alba, I have never ever rated her as an actress. She cannot act for shit. She's just there to be good looking. I'm sorry. I'm going to, that's why I'm really looking forward to the new Fantastic Four, because I'm going to obviously try and cast people who can actually act and are not just there for good looks. Like, see the Fantastic Four reboot, the 2015 Josh Trank shit house. Yeah, fantastic fuckstick. Like, the first 30 minutes was great. The cast, I'll still stand by that. The cast were great. Kate Mara, who played Sue Storm, great actress. I was like myself, right, she can act. She's a good looking girl, but she can also really act. Jessica Alba just didn't do it for me. She was just there because she was the kind of early 2000s. She was hot. Dark Angel was a great wee success on TV. Let's cast her. But yeah, she was just there for she was just good looking. And I'm being sexist as hell, but that's just how I feel. But yeah, so the Kang Dynasty, like, that's going to be like mayhem. Like, that is multiversal mayhem. Like, everyone's thought that the Multiverse of Madness was a letdown because there's not many multiversal things. The Kang Dynasty is going to be the super Multiverse of Madness. Like, you're going to have several different variants of Kang. Like, you get variants who are like ancestors to like Reed Richards. You've got variants who are this and this. It's going to be chaotic. Like, chaotic. And
it's going to be that end scene from Endgame turned up to 90 like, you're going to get like 40 fucking 100%. Iron Men. You're going to,
that's what I'm saying as well. Though, are we going to have like wait, oh no, to tell a lie, actually, that's not. Yeah, the multiverse saga is phases 4, 5, and 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. But anyway, all the different versions of Kang are going to be so good, like so good. And then
no, it will be because
Secret Wars
was the Infinity Saga,
and then Secret Wars is obviously going to be a total like, Secret Wars is going to be like Endgame, like times a fucking billion. Like, Secret Wars in the comic books is ruthless. Obviously, in the Secret Wars comic books, we've got like X-Men fighting the Fantastic Four, fighting Iron Man, fighting Spider-Man, fighting this, fighting that. How are they going to do it in the actual Secret Wars film? I have no idea.
Secret Wars is going to be amazing because we're going to have the Fantastic Four. We're going to have the X-Men.
Yeah.
We're going to have...
Hopefully. No,
we will have the X-Men by then.
We'll have some sort anyway.
We already have mutants announced in the MCU. I know. Thanks to Miss Marvel.
I know. The wee tune.
Who else? Like, fucking... We're going to have...
all the Spider-Men.
There's a Thunderbolts. They need to come
back. Thunderbolts as well. That closes Phase 5, doesn't it?
Aye. So that's going to be fun.
Although they are missing one key member of the Thunderbolts, General Thunderbolt Ross. Oh, that's bullshit. Because it's named after him. Oh, I honest to God, William. Fuck, was his last name again? Forgot his name. William Hart. Yeah, Thunderbolt Ross. We're missing him, so he won't be there to see the. Look at Madam Hydra. She'll take them all. We'll have the return of Florence Pugh as a new Black Widow. We've also
got Madam Web as well.
Madam Web as well. Well, that's not Marvel, but it is Marvel, but it's Sony's strange universe of we can't use Spider-Man, but we'll use the villains instead. Well, they can use Spider-Man, but it's it just fucks up Marvel as they did with Spider-Man. Morbius. Yeah, well, look at Morbius. Morbius was the nail in the coffin for don't use MCU stuff in your own little shitty universe because you fuck things up. Kevin Feige is just like, oh, they fucking did what?
It's not Morbin time again.
Morbin time. Do you know what's funny? I actually want to see a Morbius too. I enjoyed Morbius. Apart from the fucking...
Was that not when they released it again in the cinemas? Was that not Morbius too? Because that's about as fucking close to it as we're going to get.
Morbius too much.
And then there's Craven the Hunter and all. With fucking...
I know.
I say Craven the Hunter.
Craven the I don't really like fighting animals.
See, when he got cast, I was really excited because I was like, do you know what? Like, he's a not bad actor. He could probably pull this off. And then they announced he was a fucking like animal lover and vegan and all this.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's a animal activist. He's an activist or something like that.
I was like, how the fuck are you meant to be Craven the Hunter, who is famously known for running around New York in a fucking lion skin? Like, how the fuck are you an animal lover?
I know. It's just Sony. Jupiter said X-Men will be great. It will be great. I cannot wait for X-Men because we've got Gus from Breaking Bad. What's his name again? Gianno Esposito.
Yes.
Gianno.
Moff
Gideon. Fuck it. Moff Gideon has said that he's actually had talks. He's been in talks with Marvel. So he's confirmed he's got talks with Marvel. And people are just like Magneto, Professor X, who else? I think there's someone else. Anyway, Magneto, Professor X. And he's actually like publicly said he's campaigning. He's like, you know, if they don't make me Charles Xavier, then there's no point casting me. And I'm just like, oh, come on. Like, seriously.
He would be a kick-ass.
He'd be fantastic. Like, Charles regardless Xavier. Of the fact that he's a man of, you know, color, I never cared about that kind of stuff. Like, Michael B. Jordan got cast as Johnny Storm.
And he was literally the only good part of that whole fucking movie.
He was great. Like, I did not care about the whole fact that they've changed it up with the Storms and it said that, that she was adopted into the, you know, him and his dad and stuff. I was like, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, he'd be Moff Gideon as Charles Xavier would be. Oh, it'd be fucking good casting. But I still want to make a video on how are they going to explain the X-Men, because obviously, and I keep talking to myself about this, right? And I've never actually said this is the first time, it's an exclusive here, the first time I've ever mentioned it on camera, right? So the X-Men, so Charles Xavier and Eric Lansher, you know, Magneto and Professor X, right? They grew up through the war, World War II. Aye. So Magneto was born out of pain and all that kind of so on and so forth, obviously Auschwitz and all that kind of stuff, right? And because like that opening sequence in X-Men 2000 is just, it still gets me. I'm just like, fuck, that's brutal, savage. Matthew Vaughn tried to recreate it for First Class, but it didn't have that same kind of feel. It didn't have that same grabbing as you're just like, I've seen this before. Even like, you know, even though we see Bruce Wayne getting his parents getting shot like 15 times over, but you've seen it before.
You can't beat a Thomas and Martha shootout, right?
Yeah, like, I know, but that's what I love about Kevin Feige. He's like, you know, you don't need to see Fantastic Four again, you don't need to see the rise of them again, don't need to see Spider-Man getting bitten, all that kind of stuff again. So we're just going to go straight to like Tim Burton's Batman. He's already Batman. He's been Batman for 7 years, whatever, you know. So, and Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, etc. So, right. So my theory is, are they going to have it? So the X-Men, Charles Xavier and Eric Lansher, more Eric's story. He was born out of pain and hurt and misery, out of Auschwitz, all that kind of stuff, 1942 or 39, whatever. Are they going to? They need to, if they're going to set the X-Men now, obviously in the MCU, they're in the year 2025. Yeah, I think it is 2025. They're like at least a good 5 years ahead of where we last seen them, obviously because of the blip, the snap, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to reference it as now. So if they're going to cast them and it's set now, they need to be like in their like 80s, right? So you're not going to do that. So my belief is they're from another universe within the MCU, and they get grabbed in through the multiverse of, you know, craziness, whether it be Secret Wars or the Kang Dynasty or their own film or whatever, Fantastic Four, because there's supposedly be references there and stuff like that. So that they can then still be like, you know, 50, 60 years old, Magneto and Professor X and all that kind of stuff. So that's my only, and that's my first time ever mentioned it, because nobody seems to ever actually mention that how are they going to do this?
Yeah.
Unless they like rewrite their history that Eric was born out of the hate of, like, say, the Vietnam War, or, you know, the Gulf War, or the Iraq War, or, you know, something like that. You could do something like that, I guess, kind of, maybe, possibly. but it just means you're trying to update a story that works perfectly and like, you know, out switch and all that kind of stuff. Because not only is it as a big point in his life, but it's also real. It's a realistic situation that Jewish people were. I'm not going to get political. So, but as I'm saying, rather than recreating that and saying, oh, he's actually, you know, born out of pain of Vietnam, or he's born out of pain of, you know, the Gulf War or the Iraq, not the Iraq War, because it'd be kind of impossible. But
it's one of those like the more we kind of progress, in the future, like if we're going to keep on doing movies, we're going to have to make up some science fiction bullshit to get everything tied back into World War II.
Yeah.
The only character you can really get away with that with is Wolverine.
Or Captain America.
Aye.
Yeah, they two could, because obviously Wolverine...
But although originally in the Avengers comic, like, Captain America was frozen for maybe, 10, 15 years before he came back. Whereas now he was
60 years.
He was frozen for 60 odd years, aye.
Yeah. Like Logan, obviously, so it's like Logan can't die, so they need
to think of a way around that as well. It could even be just rewriting history, like rewriting where he was experimented on, like making it like a Professor X, a Weapon X sort of situation where he was experimented on because he's a mutant, or maybe it is because of some big war thing like Vietnam.
I mean,
it could be something else. Like,
or it could just be simple.
It could be just like, grown up in the fucking 70s. Like,
Or they could just do a simple thing of just basically, like I said, with the multiverse, they get yanked out of their own respected universes and say the 90s when they were like 40, 50 years old, and they've been brought forward in time and into our universe, and really they should be 30 years old, but they're not, they're still the same age. So it works in line with the fact that they're like 50 years old and are born in the 40s. So kind of, you know, I don't know. It's a situation that Kevin Feige only knows. And I'm, like I said, I have complete and utter faith in that man that he will not fuck it up. Very rarely has there been a Marvel film where, you know, you're being like, oh, well, you know what I mean? But, so yeah, Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars. Kang Dynasty's got a director. So the director of Shang-Chi is directing the Kang Dynasty. So he's directing Shang-Chi 2 and the Kang Dynasty. So he's obviously, they like him, clearly. I've still not seen it. I'm so annoyed. I'm going to watch it. But Marvel clearly like him. Sleeping. Hey, man, how you doing? We're just literally about to finish, actually, but, you know.
No, we're not. We've got one last thing. One last thing to talk about.
Well, one more thing. Better late than never. But yeah, so she's directing Shang-Chi 2 and then the Kang Dynasty. And obviously the Russo brothers have campaigned to direct a Secret Wars film, but Kevin Feige himself has said that they're not directing Secret Wars. And I'm like, fucking, why are you doing that? Or it could be an Andrew Garfield. They're not directing Secret Wars, and then bang, D23. Guess who's directing Secret Wars? Oh, we knew that. Russo brothers. I mean, I don't know. Yes, Matty. So that's all the Marvel announcements, or as much as we can remember.
Done
DC, done some Batgirl stuff. Matty, what else have we got? What's the final topic of tonight?
The final topic of tonight is I seen a movie recently.
Did you?
It was fucking fantastic.
Was it Prey?
Oh, it fucking was.
Oh, let's talk about what we've watched. What have you watched this week? Yeah,
I watched Prey and I also watched Lightyear, but let's talk about Prey because I've got more positive things about that.
Go for Prey. Prey's good.
Prey was really fucking good.
Yeah, like yeah.
This was one of them movies. Like I love like the Alien Predator universe sort of movies. Like I love all of them, even the shitty ones.
Wow!
But it was one of those ones that was announced out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and
I
didn't know what to think of it as well. Like at first, I was like, okay, this looks cool, but I've been promised good things for a Predator movie trailer in the past, and did not deliver.
Quickly, a little bit of trivia. Do you know that the director who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, Dan Transenberg? Do you know he actually was in production of Prey during production of the Predator?
No. What?
He'd already spoke to Fox, got it signed off, all that kind of stuff during the pre-production of the Predator. So then that makes me think Fox have been like, this film's a lot of shite, right? We know it's gonna be shit, but we'll just release it anyway. Fuck it. You want to do that? All right, Dan, you go make Prey. We'll see in a few years. But guess what? We're going to release your film streaming because this one's gonna be a fucking shit ton of money we're going to release here.
What do you mean Predator? Like you mean in the OG Predator?
No, see the Predator. See the last reboot.
Right, okay, right. I thought you meant for like the last 40 years they've been holding on to this.
Prey was like being signed off during the pre-production of the Predator.
Oh, right.
Which tells me Fox were like, this looks like shit, but we'll release it anyway because we already lost money. Prey though, go make that.
Disney found a script and was like, fucking, let's use this.
Prey was good. Like Prey
was fucking kick-ass. Like,
it felt like we'd never met the Predator before.
Yeah. Like I really like the changes they did to it as well. Like
so primitive,
rather than being
so
like
limited.
A pure fucking mech suit fucking Predator, it was skull.
He's so limited and primitive. He's not the same. He's not as far advanced as the other guys.
Still I like fucking that. Badass, but man, oh, so much faith in
the gun
future of a Predator.
The gun.
Fuck yeah. Like me, I was watching it with Wayne and like she had her mates staying over and I were sitting watching it and then that bit came up and I was like, fucking it. And they were all just looking at me like, what the fuck are you freaking out about? I was like, I was like, that's the gun for Predator 2. And I got between Predator 2, so I had to put Predator 2 on.
17, 16 or something. What?
Aye.
17, 16 or 17, 19.
It's the one that when he gets onto the ship at the end of Predator 2.
Gets Danny Glover with the gun. I
was like, oh, fuck, man. Like, this is amazing.
That was the Prey was fantastic.
Which kind of like obviously if she's got the gun now, which means that's definitely opening up for a fucking sequel as to how the fuck the Predator's got the gun back.
Because they kill her.
Aye, they've got it. Or they've killed a descendant of hers or something shit like that. They come back a few years later.
Can you imagine if it turns out that gun is like a family heirloom, it gets passed down? Oh, has Dan done something? Yes.
And it could be something along the lines of like fucking right. They've killed one of ours. We're going back. We're going to kill one of theirs. Like and then
I would hate if she got killed off in the second film. You'd be like, all that for nothing.
I know.
It's like Arnie coming back for Predator 2 and getting killed and like, oh fuck off, all that for nothing.
I do not agree with like Twitter and the whole Mary Sue fucking situation. This woman was fucking badass in this.
She's fantastic. Like she was really, really good.
And it was like, and it's not even that. It's one of them ones they try to say. Even in the movie, they try to make her out to be just because she's a woman, she can't hunt and all this pish.
Yeah.
And you see her training with
and all that.
And
I like that story arc of hers that she was looked upon as this kind of. She's just a cook. She's just a wife. She's just this and that and that. And I like the fact that it took to her killing spoilers, killing a predator.
Beheading a predator as well.
Beheading the fucker and walking back and being like, there you go. I was just like, yes.
I don't know if it was Dan that said it on Twitter, but someone said that I like see the idea of the predator is basically seen as like a Wendigo from like Native American mythology.
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that idea. Like,
did you not mention that? Oh no, I don't know. Actually, maybe I'm talking shit.
But so, I can't remember. I definitely seen it on Twitter. Someone wrote it.
I've seen that same
that's
thing.
That's a good fucking point. That would be pretty fucking cool. Like the whole time, they're thinking it's some sort of fucking demon thing, but it's just a fucking alien.
Yeah. But it was fantastic. Like I really enjoyed it.
I definitely give Prey at least a 9 out of 10. Like
100%. I give it 4 stars. I rate it highly. It's been highly rated as it's the highest rated Predator film on Rotten Tomatoes and with all the other ratings thing.
I do love the original, but I think it is a very close, very, very. I would even say equal as my two favourites of the original. And
I think it's because it felt like just a normal film. It felt like you know what it felt like? See, if they took the Predator out of it, it would have just been like a nice kind of Comanche coming of age drama where this girl just discovers that she actually is a very good hunter. See if it was just that. I'd have fucking still give it like 5. Like, that's a good fucking film.
Right.
But the fact they threw that into the mix, I'm like, that's a really. It was so basic and so kind of just like early stages, Earth and Predator, all that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very, very good film.
I really liked that they used most of the script from Predator as well, but it wasn't like pure on the nose quoting it and all that. Because like, see, like all the stuff about like they used the stuff like the mud being able to cover up. And then there was stuff that she was saying, which was like Arnie's catchphrases and all that.
I was thinking, I don't know what I missed. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah. Aye, when she covered her, because she just deliberately fell into the puddle of mud or the sinking kind of thing, and she came out in the Predator couldn't see her. I thought, oh, that's quite good. We reference there.
Aye.
She's not deliberately done it, but
it wasn't like pure, obviously stolen for the original movie. It was more stuff like it felt more natural that she discovered it that way rather than me. Like, I'm just going to cover myself in fucking mud and that'll be me sorted.
Yeah, it was honestly really, really good. I watched.
It was written. I think in my head, I think it was written really well. Like it wasn't like complete. It's obvious. It's someone who is a fan of the series has wrote this.
It's a Predator film, but it's also like it's a very.
It's got someone who cares behind it. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. It's kind of like the way because we've got Noah Hawley. He's doing a Alien series. And he loves the Alien franchise a lot. Now, it's one of those kind of things where you do get writers and directors who are big fans of a franchise and they're like, I'm going to make my own one. Like Tim Miller, obviously a massive fan of the Terminator franchise. I'm going to make my own one. And Dark Fate was a good Terminator film. But I think because the franchises went downhill so much, not a lot of people really gave a fuck about it. It's a good film. It wasn't needed. And I'll stand by that. I said it when it got to the end credits, I was like, it's a good film. Wasn't needed, but it's a good film. Whereas this guy's come in and done a big love for Predator and stuff like that, done his new Predator, and it's been an absolute fucking smash hit. Like, it's like Hulu's #1, premiere for like TV show, movie and stuff like that. So like, it's been a complete fucking utter success for him. So I'm really happy. I was so like nervous for him and for the film. Because when you think of films getting dumped on a streaming service, you think, oh, here we go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dumped on Netflix. I had fun with it, but it wasn't a good film. I had fun with it, but it wasn't a good film. Whereas Prey, I'm kind of hoping that Hulu, Disney, whatever, 20th Century Pictures, whatever they're called now, I hope they've seen the success of Prey and be like, right, see for Prey 2, let's just throw it in the cinema and see what happens. I think it deserves that. I think
like they're still in the mindset of like, because they know COVID's still about. They don't know how many people are, or the fear of COVID's still about. They're not going to get as many numbers as before. Obviously,
films
that's why they're streaming it. Which
films are doing all right. Yeah, films are doing okay. Some films are doing better than others. Top Gun, obviously. Fuck me, that's like nearly. I
think Prey is one of those movies where if they were to put that in the cinema, it probably wouldn't have done as well as it's doing right now.
No,
if you know what I mean.
Prey 2 though, maybe.
Prey 2, I think I think it's more because like there's no. I'm not saying the marketing was bad for Prey. It was just more. I had no idea this movie was even fucking happening until the trailer dropped. And then when the trailer dropped, when the trailer dropped, it wasn't even like, okay, I'm going to put time aside to make sure I see this. It was just more.
No,
I'll probably see that when it comes out.
I watched the trailer and I was like, maybe, all right. And I thought because it is on streaming service, I'll check it out. I'll be like, I'll just watch it. Why not? Because Dan was slagging me because Dan just can't ever say it nice. So I had sort of slagged Prey when it first got when the trailer came out. I was like, it looks all right, but I don't really care about it. I'm kind of done with the Predator franchise. The last one was terrible. Me and Steve went to see it. We hated it. We're laughing at it. But I'll check it out, I guess, because it's on streaming service, all that kind of stuff. I then seen the absolute successful fucking reviews it's been getting from both audiences and critics. And I was like, guys,
I think I've seen a couple of your tweets about it.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, this is getting fucking really good reviews. And Dan was just like, oh, are you jumping on a trend train because other people like it? I'm like, fuck off, Dan. Just say something nice for once. But I get no, because the thing is, so at the end of the day, though, right? I don't like using Rotten Tomatoes as my source of is a film good, because a lot of times films a lot of times films have been like bad, and I've thought they were good, or they've been good, and they've actually people have been like, that was a load of fucking shite. Halloween Kills, for example, I really enjoyed it. Dan and Steve thought it was terrible, and so did the rest of the nation. Prey.
We're never going to get through an episode of this without you mentioning Halloween Kills.
That's why we cancelled the podcast. We just thought with Dan and Steve, I just thought, fuck this every week. Whereas Prey got absolute crazy praise. I thought this would be good, and I watched it last Saturday, and I was like, that's a fucking great film. I mean, I could go as far as saying, like, it was near almost a cinematic masterpiece, because it was shot beautifully. It was all natural. It felt real. I mean, I think they did film on location, but it felt as natural as it would. Yeah. There was no big kind of Predator sci-fi music. It was all nice and calm and kind of Comanche, Native American, Indian music, all that kind of stuff.
Even the CGI.
The CGI wasn't. There was a few scenes when the Predator was running and jumping from tree to tree to tree. You're like, right, it's not that great looking. If it was on the big screen, it'd have had maybe a tiny bit bigger of a budget.
The bear scene, the bear scene as well, when the the Predator lifts the bear and just guts it, like
that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Fucking. I mean, I get that had to be CGI, right? I get that. I mean, you could have maybe done it natural. Like a natural, like, you know, stuffed bear prosthetic or something like that. Obviously, they've done that with Killer Shark and Suicide Squad. Like, CGI shark actually did tear apart a prosthetic human body. See that scene where he tears a body across?
I've not seen Suicide Squad.
Okay, don't worry. Anyway. So that's James Quentin. That's a real prosthetic. That's a real prosthetic, like, body he pulled apart from like a kind of CGI shark, obviously. So they could have done like that kind of prosthetic bear and stuff like that. Yeah, the animals were all kind of CGI, like the wolf and all that kind of stuff. There was a few CGI things I thought that could have been real, but I get nowadays that I know that, you know, producers and studios don't really want to use real animals because it's all the fucking animal rights and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, just I get that. I get it's probably safer just to CGI an animal for like 3 minutes. You know, but no, Prey was good. I really liked Prey. Me and Kirsty this week started, and I've never seen them before, the Hunger Game films.
Really?
Never watched them. Never bothered with them, because I've always just been told that it's essentially, especially the first one, it's essentially Battle Royale with Jennifer Lawrence. And when I watched it, I was Battle Royale was good.
Better,
Battle Royale was good. But yeah, I really enjoyed Hunger Games. I enjoyed. I'm going to sound kind of sick here. I enjoyed the brutality of it as well. Like, for a kid's kind of
the first one's like the best one, I think.
It's brutal. We finished
the next two or there's 4.
There's Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and then Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2. We finished Mockingjay Part 1 the other night there. I'm going to watch Mockingjay Part 2 tomorrow. I think I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I think they're good. I like them. I actually really do enjoy them.
I remember I went to the cinema when they came out, because I think the first one came out on my birthday.
God's sake.
I went to see it with my mates, and I was like, "This is actually so fucking dark."
Brutal.
I loved it.
I thought
it was brilliant. Like, I was like, okay, totally.
I'm enjoying the whole, like, it's now outside the games, and it's actually like it's fight for survival against like a higher society, and, you know, rich and poor, and it's a very corrupt kind of dystopian future. I like it all. And Jennifer Lawrence, as much as she is gorgeous, she can fucking act. Like, she's a really good actress. I never really it's weird though, I've only ever really seen Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men films, Mother, American Hustle, and now this. But then when you actually look at her Wikipedia, she's only done like 15 films. I didn't realise that. I did not realise that.
Why everybody doesn't like her? Fine.
I think she's a great actress.
She seems like a good laugh as well.
She was lovely. it's just obviously, she's just kind of. I think after the X-Men films, I did remember reading an interview where she said that she's trying to kind of step away from big franchisey kind of multiple sequels kind of film, because obviously she'd basically done that for the first half of her career with like every year it was like X-Men, Hunger Games, X-Men, Hunger Games. It was like year this year, X-Men here, Hunger Games, and so on and so forth. So I get that she kind of wants to step away from, franchisey kind of stuff, But I loved Mother. Mother was a good film with Darren Aronofsky, who directed that with Javier Bardem. It was a goofy movie, very Midsommar. You had to watch it again to really get what the fuck was going on. And I think Mother I actually had to go on Wikipedia and be like, what was actually going on? And I read the actual like proper like the meaning of it, and I was like, well, that's smart. Now I know what it fucking means. And when you go back and watch it, knowing that you know what it is, you're like, oh, that's quite good actually. Yeah. So watch the Hunger Games. You've watched Prey. Lightyear. What do you think of Lightyear?
Quite liked it, to be honest.
It's good, but it's just like it's
not
good.
one I would have paid to go to see a cinema. Like it's one of them. I wanted to, but because I really liked the character of Buzz Lightyear, but I thought Chris Evans did a really good job.
Oh, great! His voice was brilliant.
Aye. And I like
the dialogue as well. Like a lot of callbacks to the actual like dialogue of the action figure. So good. Sorry.
I like the whole. I honestly love the whole movie, but it's still one of those Disney movies that because I've seen just going straight to streaming rather than going to the cinema to see. Like,
I didn't love it. When I say it's a good film, I was like, it's a 3-star film. It's a good film. It's good. It wasn't. It's nice to see. It's a good film. Me and Kirsty cried up like hell when Izzy's when it's Izzy, her mum, and that kind of situation. I was like, oh my god, break my heart. They done that. Pixar done that thing again where they just try and capture you, and then just like bang, there you go. They do it all the time. I should see it coming, but I just don't. That was like beautifully done, but so emotionally driven.
I love how they never made a big thing of it as well. Like
they just kind of like
two mums.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that as well. Like with the that was well. And then don't get me wrong though, the twist reveal of I'm not going to. I don't want to say it, but Zorg's twist reveal. And no, it wasn't like Toy Story 2, where he's his dad. That's just a Star Wars ripoff. But yeah, the twist reveal of who Zorg actually was. I think it was kind of made to be like, it was hyped up to this big kind of, oh my God, dun, 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 dun. But for me, I was like, all right. I didn't really care. I didn't get that kind of, oh my God, it's who? I just kind of was like, all right. I don't know. I felt kind of let down by what I feel bad for. I feel bad for them because obviously that was like their kind of biggest moment in the movie was just like, guess who saw this? It's Darth Vader. I was just kind of like, all right, cool.
I mean, I don't know. Like I really liked the idea behind who Zorg actually was.
Yeah, I get it.
But it also, like, the only thing that really annoyed me, and it sounds pure stupid, but in Toy Story 2, he looks fuck all like that. Like, where did they get that character design?
Yeah, well, I guess he's got to kind of be made to look kind of...
Unless they're making a sequel where he comes back or some shit.
Yeah.
But, like,
well, I'd
be surprised.
There was have you seen the end credits, though? There is a wee Zorg kind of, oh, well, maybe.
No, well, the end credits scene I saw was the robot trying to tell them the directions. That was
no. There's a wee sequence at the very end where it's like kind of oh well maybe. Well, unless I've dreamt it. I've been doing it a lot recently. I mean, I've been watching the film and been like, where's the fucking scene where the captain survives Titanic?
I was watching it as well, and I was like, where's the wee green alien guys? Like, fucking,
I know.
I was like, and then I was like, do you know what? Realistically, apart from the Buzz Lightyear cartoon, there's never really been any connection between Buzz Lightyear and those three alien guys, other than he was in the same like vending machine, like claw machine. Yeah. That was it. So like maybe they don't even exist in the Buzz Lightyear universe, and I'm just tying all this shit together.
There's a wee. I was watching a video on TikTok. It's one of these kind of things where it's like, look closely and see this little reference. So there's a scene where they're in like the city, like the humans, like their wee kind of civilization, and there's a Pizza Planet delivery truck.
Yes.
And I'm like, fucking dancer. So Pizza Planet is fantastic. Yeah. Anything else I want to talk about, Zaz?
I think that's all I can think of.
Anyway, yeah. So we're back in action. The two effing geeks. We're back in action, and we'll be back hopefully on a weekular basis. I was trying to say regular basis, but I meant for weekly basis. So it just became weekular basis. That could be our thing now.
Okay.
We'll be back again on a weekular basis as of next week. Yeah, make it worse now. Regular. I don't know. We're going to be back on a regular basis. So
follow us in all the places.
Thanks so much. So yeah, follow us, like, share, subscribe.
Also follow our friend Steve, who makes these cracking posters that are behind me.
Steve will love that.
Free advertising.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. Oh,
yeah. You can barely see it because the lightsaber. It will be fixed for the next one where you can actually see it.
Fantastic.
I bought that a few weeks ago. Steve also was kind enough to send me out one of his Stranger Things ones as well, which my little sister absolutely loves.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
I got that as a freebie.
That's cool.
So Steve is on Etsy at Popcorn Prints. He makes his own custom posters and whatnot, and he does digital versions as well, which are a wee bit cheaper. But
do you know? See, I'm not even supposed to be here today. Girl in America went to Comic-Con and actually got that signed by all the Clerks cast.
What, one of Steve's ones?
Yeah,
nice.
that exact. I think it was that exact one actually. One of his Clerks ones anyway. Got signed, and according to the girl, she messaged him back after the day and she said it was an absolute success. And I think she said that Kevin Smith actually was like, that's a really unique piece of artwork. And I'm like, oh my God, Kevin Smith has seen Steve's work and been like, that's fucking good. I'm like, bastard. I know, I'm like, bastard, I'm jealous. Then again, we've both met Kevin Smith, so we're all right. We've done it. So yeah, anyway, it's a bye from me and a bye from Matty. And we will see you guys again soon. Thanks for everyone who watched it and commented and
is watching in the future.
Yes, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye now. I'm going to do this thing again. I'm just going to not leave meeting. Fuck, I've done it again.